Just making sure everything's working for the tech in the back end, and then we'll get started. Okay, hello and welcome. It's wonderful to have you here. Before we begin, I would like to pay my respects to the traditional owners of the land that I live and work on, the people of Mamu country in North Queensland. And I would also like to pay my respects to traditional owners and elders, past and present, right across Australia and the Torres Strait. So we are here. It's episode 2 of our series of workshops for the AusMumpreneur Awards, helping all of our nominees get ready for this year's AusMumpreneur Awards. And I wanted to remind you that nominations are open at the moment, and we have our amazing Nominate to Win competition running, where if you nominate 10 or more people, you go into the draw to win a ticket to join us in Sydney. And that includes a VIP experience ticket valued at $2,297. Plus, it also includes $1,000 towards your flights and accommodation so you can get to Sydney as well. So it's an amazing competition. So all you have to do is nominate 10 or more women and you'll automatically go in the draw. So that's something that I just wanted to remind everybody about. You just go to ausmumpreneur.com to nominate. And of course, the AusMumpreneur Conference is coming up on the 14th, 15th, and 16th of September, and tickets for that event are on sale now as well at ausmumpreneur.com. So, we have a special guest joining us today, a very dear friend of mine who we've worked with for more than 10 years now. And she is amazing at PR. So, I am absolutely delighted to introduce you to her. Please join me in making her very welcome, Candice Gerson. Hi, Candice, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, thanks, and you.
Yeah, I'm really good. I'm really good. I'm excited to have you here, sharing with everyone about PR. You have such great tips and advice for us. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to your presentation today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back. It's great to be back.
Beautiful. And you've got a presentation, and then we'll do questions at the end. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfect. So today we're going to be having a PR and media masterclass, and I'm going to get right into it because I've got quite a bit to share.
Amazing. Okay, over to you.
So just to give everyone a background, I'm a mum of 5 girls. That's a photo of when they're little. They are from 16th down to 7. And before motherhood, I worked in film and entertainment PR for global brands such as Disney. If any of your kids or you are into, or your husbands or partners are into video games, I worked for massive video games such as Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, James Bond, so many different what we called AAA titles. And I also worked for Procter and Gamble. And over the past 15 years, I've worked with hundreds of SMEs, including women like you. So founders and entrepreneurs, small businesses, and also larger businesses. I've recently founded a consultancy, so it's called Candice Communications. Prior to that, I owned 2 PR agencies in Australia. I've been here for 15 years, and before that, lived in the UK and South Africa. As you can hear, the accent doesn't go away. And then I've also founded Press Release Send Out, which is making PR more affordable and accessible for startups and growing businesses looking to scale across Australia, the US, UK, and Europe. Peace and Katie, as Peace said, I absolutely love them. I've spoke many times at their conferences and given workshops like this one. And something to share that's one of their conferences. I met a foster carer who inspired us to foster and adopt my youngest baby. She's in the photo over there in the purple. So they always feel like family, and they help me create my family. So they are always very close in my heart. I'm currently studying a mini MBA in marketing and another one in management. So I'm going to bring some of these skills to you in this presentation. So let's get started. Why does PR matter more than ever? So PR is actually a bridge between your brand and what the world knows about you, your visibility and your brand awareness, as well as your credibility. It's the difference between operating in obscurity and commanding attention in your industry. So, PR transcends simple visibility. It creates credibility that advertising really can't. You can pay for hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in advertising, and it still doesn't get you the credibility that earned media and PR gets you. PR fosters genuine connections with audiences and sparks meaningful conversations that will extend your brand's reach organically. It also helps your SEO and it will help you get cited by AI. So PR really is having a moment again, which is great for the industry. And when done right, PR transforms your business from just another company into a trusted voice that people actively seek out. And I always tell people that after working with a publicist or with a PR agency, the media should come to you. You should only work with them for a set period of time, and the media should then learn who you are. And that's when you know they've done their job correctly, when the media have you on speed dial and you don't need a publicist. So, what is PR really? Public relations is the art of managing relationships between your organization and the communities that matter to you. So, that's your ideal target audiences, your primary, your secondary, and your tertiary target audiences, any stakeholders or suppliers, any investors that you may be looking for, though that all forms under public relations. So, the relationships that you have internally and externally. And the art of PR is really storytelling. It's crafting narratives that resonate with your audience and journalists. So, narratives that are educational, that are interesting, that are newsworthy, that are topical and current, surveys, statistics, anything that's really interesting, your founder story, your brand origin story, and thought leadership pieces are really important when crafting narratives for PR. So your storytelling needs to be authentic. So you can get AI to help you to come up with the idea, but don't use AI to write your thought leadership pieces or your blogs. There is people can see that it's AI and the journalists can see it's AI. So you do need to use it for brainstorming or editing, but craft that yourself. You are the expert. So great stories travel further than any paid placement. And then PR creates trust building and credibility. It connects your brand authentically to the people who need to hear your message, and it turns strangers into advocates if that's done properly, which is worth more in its weight than gold, which is why it's so much more valuable than advertising. So, unlike advertising where you pay for space, PR is about earning earned media attention through compelling stories that journalists and audiences want to share because they are interesting, because they are informative, or because they are educational. This earned nature makes PR much more powerful for lasting brand equity. And here's some examples of some PR coverage that has been great. Forbes, Sunrise. I think that one is the Today Show at the bottom as well. This was shared on TikTok, this clip with a dentist. It was shared like 6 million times. It was from Sunrise that he did a segment. So I'm going to now explain to you the difference between earned and paid media. So earned media is traditional PR. It is free coverage based on genuine newsworthiness. It builds independent third-party credibility. It is slower to achieve, but in saying that, I have seen a press release go out and TV opportunities and radio come through the next day. And it is journalist-driven editorial decisions. So the journalist decides whether they're going to feature your story or they're going to interview you or feature your thought leadership piece. It's authentic external validation, which builds trust. Paid media is controlled messaging that you sponsor and craft. The journalist doesn't decide, you decide. It is guaranteed placement and precise timing. There are faster results. The return on investment you can measure, and it can help your brand to strategically get those logos that you can put on your website. So there is a place for paid media in PR. And if you are looking for those logos on your website and you want to do a mix of earned and paid, it is something that we can do. Both approaches are vital for your brand and your visibility. The key is to know when to do which strategy. And I always recommend starting with earned media and then amplifying it with paid media. So, earned media explained in more detail. So, earned media is the gold standard of credibility. Earned media represents coverage you receive because your story matters to a publication. And this is a client, Rachel Harker. She's a female founder, and she was on the one of the she actually was on the front page as well. This is the Daily Telegraph. So journalists independently chose to feature her because they believed in her story. They believed in the value that she was adding. Her story was on the loneliness epidemic, and she created an app for dating and a separate app for, well, it was serious dating and an app for friendship, because as a psychologist in her, she used to work in Headspace and she saw the epidemic of loneliness and she wanted to make a difference. And so this was covered in the newspaper. The editorial decision created powerful third-party validation for her, and her social media team then went and used this as an ad. They've created this, and that's them holding the newspaper. When a respected journalist covers your story, they are lending their credibility to your brand. Readers trust earned media because it has passed through an independent editorial filter, something that advertising can never replicate. A well-placed feature can drive traffic, build trust, and open doors for months or even years after publication. Rachel has since got investors on board, and she has a great story around that, which obviously is newsworthy as well. So it's something that you as female founders can do. So PR really becomes a permanent asset in your credibility portfolio. Here's another case study which I wanted to share with you. This is not a female founder. It's actually two male founders. They founded an app, My Drive Hero, after one of the founders was he was working on a mining site, and there was a terrible accident with a girl who was texting while she was driving and she passed. And this inspired him to create an app which encourages people. It basically pays you to drive safer. So we did the PR campaign for this brand, and they got so much coverage. So it's coming up with a strategic angle. So they also went and they partnered with a sports team who wanted to prevent deaths and injuries through safe driving. And the media coverage success that we got for them for their brand was like Channel 9, 7 News, Yahoo Finance. I'll show you some shortly. And this was all earned media. None of this part of the campaign was paid. So it was traditional PR. That's one of the founders, Blake, being interviewed in a press conference, and then also some TV snapshots that he did. And I just screenshotted that off their website of some of the coverage that they got. So now moving on to paid media. So sometimes you'll have an announcement and it might not be so newsworthy. So for example, in like the 90s and the 80s, people would open a shop or open a business, and the press release would go out and it would get picked up. Nowadays, press releases like that don't get picked up because they aren't newsworthy. But in saying that, there is a way now that you can get coverage and you can get logos from a paid media perspective. So paid PR is not earned media. You have complete control over the messaging and the timing and the placement. So we actually work with the publishers. So the same publishers that we're working with and pitching for earned media, and we work with them on a campaign to target a specific publication or publications. So for example, if your dreams to be in Forbes, or if your dreams to be news.com.au, we can target specific publications, and it's sponsored content, but it looks like native editorial. And this is a type of guaranteed PR coverage that you can get, but I'm stressing it's not earned media. So if you need like instant credibility boost. You're looking at investors and you need to have those logos on your website. This is a campaign that we can do at the same time as we're doing earned media. They go hand in hand. You can see what comes through from earned media, and you can do this paid media to get that guaranteed coverage. The same if you're launching into the US or the UK or Europe, or we can really target any country in the world. We can do the same kind of campaign where you would get that guaranteed coverage so you can put those logos on your website and socials. Here's some examples of so for earned media, if this is like the obviously the automobile category, there's all different categories here that you can see. So we can target specifically these from a earned media point of view, where they would interview you and we're not paying for it, or paid media point of view. If you have a story that's less newsworthy, or if you need to urgently get those logos on your website, we can target these kind of publications. That's in Australia. This is the UK, and that's the US. So some examples of the publications that we work with. The best approach is combining earned and paid PR. I am a huge earned, and traditional PR is what I love. And the best thing about traditional PR is that it is now being used by AI, and it's still being used by SEO as well. It will increase your SEO, and it increases your the AI citations and AI discovery. In a nutshell, just to not go into details, Google and also the AI algorithms are searching for content that is called EEAT content. It's basically content that is earned media, that is credible, that is written in a specific way that we know how to optimize press releases for. So to get on ChatGPT and to get onto like Gemini or Claude or any of the others, PR is and earned media is a really important component. And the same with Google. Google is still, since May 24, they made changes that they rank earned media, educational pieces, authority as well. So PR really is important. And then paid media will amplify your reach, and it's guaranteed. So people used to come to me like 5, 10 years ago and say, "Oh, can you guarantee PR?" And I never could, because I only did earned media. But now we do have partners where we can guarantee it, and we can get that credibility in an ethical and organic and natural way with our partners, with the different brands in Australia and in the UK, US, as I said, and globally. So the combined impact is what I recommend. So an approach that uses both to create sustainable compounding visibility. You get reports, you can see exactly who's picked it up from an earned and a paid media perspective, and then you can use that in your marketing. When it comes to PR, it's all about finding your story hook. You've heard the word newsworthy. It needs to be why now, timely, connect your story to current events, trending topics, awareness days, or data. Journalists love data, and AI loves data. Journalists need a reason to cover you today and not next month. Why you demonstrate your unique authority, your thought leadership, and your perspective. What makes you the credible source for the story that no one else can tell? And what makes you go into the journalists have you on speed dial because you are the expert in a specific topic? And why should people care? How does your story affect them, transform their lives, or educate them? Move beyond features to meaningful outcomes that matter to real people. In the MBA's numbers you're doing, it's all about setting objectives. So what we would do at the beginning of your campaign is we would set objectives that you wish to reach, at least one, but there could be three as well, that we could up to three objectives. And why should people care is one of the objectives that we would flesh out. Why, what do we want to do? What do we want to educate them on? What do we want to inform them on? It's really important. So you need to answer all three of these: why now, why you, and why should people care clearly. How to pitch to the media. So if you aren't going to hire someone to do it for you and you're going to try have a go yourself, that's great. So craft a strong subject line. Make it specific, newsworthy, and impossible to ignore, and you don't want the journalist to hit delete. Explain why it matters now. Establish your credibility. Offer real value, and close with a clear call to action. Would you like to know more, or schedule an interview? Keep your pitches under 150 words. Journalists receive hundreds of emails every day, so just respect their time with a concise, compelling pitch. choosing the right media. So TV and radio is great for emotional, human-centered stories. I've had hundreds of female and male founders on TV over the years in Australia. It is possible, it can happen for you. Print magazines and newspapers like the Daily Telegraph, Courier Mail, it's still important. There are still people who are buying and consuming the digital news online, and also they all have their own social media, so you'll get shared that way as well. It's ideal for data-driven stories, industry analysis, as well as complex issues and newsjacking. So newsjacking is when you jump on a topical story and offer your expert insights. Always lead with facts. Online news is everything from online media outlets that are just online, like, for example, Mamma Mia, news.com.au, and then, of course, all the TV and radio and print publications have online sites. For print, you also have magazines, trade journals, and if you are B2B, we can look at doing white papers as well. So magazines and podcasts, you get those both print and online for magazines, and then podcasts go hand in hand with radio and broadcast. So it's great for sharing personal journeys, thought leadership, and in-depth conversations. A targeted feature in a niche publication that your ideal customer will read will outperform scattered coverage in mass media. The quality of attention beats the quantity of impressions, quality over quantity. How do you amplify your coverage? So, earned media coverage is just the beginning. The real value is when you amplify your coverage across every touch point that your audience is engaging with. So, also when I was studying, it's actually found that people don't just consume traditional media; they seamlessly consume. So, talking about like traditional media like TV, radio, and then online digital media, they consume them both seamlessly. So they can be watching TV and scrolling through their phone at the same time. So the TV's on, or you lie in your bed, sitting on the couch, going through your phone, going through your iPad on your computer. So it's actually quite a seamless experience. So that's why it's so important to think of multiple touch points. So share your PR coverage across social media and platform specific formatting. Obviously, it's different for all the social media platforms. Add as seen in the logos to your website, to your email signatures, and to your marketing material. Instant credibility. And we can do that through earned and paid media campaigns. And powerful quotes. So pull compelling quotes from the coverage that the journalist's written for social media, your LinkedIn articles, testimonials, sales decks, and even for investor material. Don't forget to thank and tag the journalist and send a genuine thank you note. Relationships are so important in PR, and engage with their future work. They'll remember you and keep your number and just keep you front of mind. These investments create a lasting advocate in the media, which is what you want. Common PR mistakes: treating PR like advertising, sending mass pitches, ignoring timing or trends, you'll miss the opportunity, and failing to leverage existing coverage and failing to amplify it. These mistakes cost businesses countless media opportunities every day. The good news is they're all avoidable. So, recap is the power of PR. We have earned media, which builds unmatched credibility through independent journalist validation that trust that advertising can't buy. So that's TV, radio, print, online, and all podcasts as well. And paid PR is different. It is guaranteed, completely controlled. You can choose your photo, you can choose the message, but it's not advertising. And that is your story, your moment, and you choose the industries that we're going to target. Your starting point should always be your story. I always recommend, as people know, to write out your story 600 to 800 words, first person. AI can edit or help you to draft it, but don't rely on AI to write your story. Begin with an authentic story that you own your story. Like, be proud of your story. Sometimes our stories are professional and our personal stories merge. So use your story together to expand your reach. So use all of these approaches together to create sustainable visibility that compounds over time and transforms your brand from unknown to a trusted industry authority. The most effective PR strategies combine all of these approaches. It combines earned media to get you that credibility with paid PR amplification, which will turn you into a powerful engine for growth. And I've seen it. I've seen how PR really can transform even the smallest business. And that's why I absolutely love working with founders and, of course, with women, having 5 daughters and being a woman myself. I love empowering women to be financially free and have their own businesses. And now it's time to answer any of your questions and explore um, any of the questions that you may have. Every business faces unique challenges when sharing their story. If you are struggling to get journalists' attention or unsure to how to position yourself, now's your chance for me to answer any questions.
Thank you so much, Candace. That was amazing. Yeah, so much valuable information on the differences between earned media and paid media as well. So
Yeah.
helpful.
So I have a little
Um,
bit to go, but I just wanted to answer any questions up until there.
so we did have one. Tejwant was just asking about, and it was related to timing. Tejwant, do you want to just jump in and turn your camera on and your microphone on and ask?
I'm sorry, I'm in a
Oh,
crowd.
that's okay.
I can't put the camera on.
That's fine.
But my question is around PR and launching the pitch. If the product that you've built is in pilot, do you wait before you announce? Like, let's say you win an award, do you wait um, to announce until you're ready? Because my only question is if you build traction and you don't have the team that can handle the workload.
Yeah, so is there any way that you could have like pre-orders? I don't know what your industry is, but if there's pre-orders or capturing email addresses.
So we are doing that. Sorry, I'm going to share
Yeah, sure.
share something here. Um, I've been honored and humbled. I've won the gold in tech innovation at Women Changing the World Awards.
Amazing. Congrats.
And the product that I've built is an AI-based product that actually helps the carers of persons with dementia. And we have been working in that field for the last 12 years, and we've got aged care facilities that want to try it out. We've
Yeah,
got people at home who want to try it out.
yeah.
I haven't I haven't announced it like on PR. Sorry, I meant like I haven't announced it. I haven't put it out that I've won this. The only reason being like I want to make sure, any glitches in my product, all of those, I sort them out. So when the PR, like as in, when the thing goes out in papers and stuff, people don't people actually get a product that's not glitching or there are no problems.
Yeah.
Would just saying, here's my wait list or book a demo. I thought that I need to have everything ready before I can do that.
Do you have a website?
I do. Yeah.
That's fine. So what I would do is I would jump on the fact that you've won that award, and I would do a campaign and get those logos in and get it all ready so that when you are like you're ready to go in terms of your trust and your visibility, and then just get a wait list or capture the email addresses. So it's a great opportunity to put it out there and to announce the award and to announce it.
So you reckon it's okay? Because I do have like the wait list. I do have the book a demo and stuff.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
just
that's fine. That's
really
fine. Create that hype and use the award to do that. If you were telling me you don't have a website and that you don't have a wait list, then I would say no, don't do it. You're not ready. But if you've got the website and you've got the ability to have that wait list and to book demos, yeah, get people excited about it.
okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Pleasure. I've worked
Thanks.
in that space as well, actually. I did PR in the dementia space for Group Homes Australia, so that's great. I'm so glad that you've come up with a solution. Well done.
Oh, thank you. I'm really glad because even the head of innovation at Hammond Care, even they're waiting for it, and
Yeah,
they've
yeah.
been telling me that DSA is stretched out, so they're
Yeah,
waiting for the
yeah. Feel
solution
free
as
to reach
well.
out. I'm happy to have like a brainstorm call with you.
Oh, I'd appreciate that. Is there an email address?
Yes, at the end I'm going to share it, but it's Candice at candicecommunications.com.au.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
So are there any other questions, or otherwise I'm going to continue?
Yeah, let's keep going. I think that's it for now, but yeah, please jot down your questions if you have more.
Great. I just wanted to break it up. Otherwise, it just gets a bit overwhelming. So
Yeah.
just there is a visibility problem that most businesses are doing incredible things, but no one actually knows. So just remember that you've built something remarkable. Your product actually solves real problems. Your service transforms lives. So even for that question that we just had, that service is going to transform and change lives. So your expertise as a thought leader can really help thousands. So don't have imposter syndrome. It is very normal to have imposter syndrome. 75% of clients have imposter syndrome, female and male. But with PR and sharing your story, you really can, you become confident and just become visible. Another tip I wanted to give you was to look at your LinkedIn. LinkedIn is great for SEO and visibility. So make sure your LinkedIn's up to date. Make sure you've got a great photo, a great cover photo, and make sure that your bio, your about is up to date. Look at even the headline. People look at LinkedIn, it's professional, and depending what industry you're in, even investors, they'll look at LinkedIn. And even if you're hiring staff, they may look you up on LinkedIn. So just make sure that your LinkedIn is ready to go. Another tip with LinkedIn is if you share posts or newsletters, it will help your visibility, and it even helps your SEO. Google specifically loves LinkedIn. And also, like Reddit is another tip, or there's a few that are out there that you can start like creating threads on and answering questions. And just make sure that you don't remain invisible. Comment on other people's social media posts if it's relevant to your industry, and put yourself out there because you don't want to be invisible. You've created a business, you are a founder, you need to be proud and you need to own your story and your business story. This invisibility isn't frustrating, it's actually expensive for your business. So every day that you decide to remain small and you decide to remain unknown, potential customers choose competitors, investors find alternatives, and media opportunities pass to businesses with weaker stories than yours because they have a stronger visibility strategy. So I really, really want to encourage you to put yourself out there. Why good stories go nowhere. So you think it's news, but it actually sounds like sales. Your announcement feels important internally, but journalists just see it as another pitch. So what we can do with these kind of announcements is we can do a paid PR campaign, but these are not earned media announcements. Without a clear news angle tied or educational angle or research or something that's innovative and newsworthy, it will just read like advertising disguised as journalism. You talk about features, not impact. You explain what your product does or what your service does, but not what problems it solves. What's newsworthy is what problems it solves and how it will make a difference or change people's lives. Features are specifications, impact is transformation. So journalists and audience care deeply about the impact, the transformation on the reader's life or the viewer's life. You post on socials, but journalists never see it. Great that you're putting yourself out there on socials, but you need the media to see it. And the reason you need the media to see it is because you need the coverage for credibility, you need the coverage for visibility and sales, and you need the coverage for AI because AI is the future and you need to get started in it. So if I'm looking up a specific product or service, I am using AI now to do it. I go to ChatGPT or to Gemini or to Claude and I ask the question. I'm no longer actually using Google, and many people are doing this as well. So Google's still relevant and you still need to have that. So if you are getting a great PR coverage, whether that's earned or paid, you are going to get covered by Google. You're going to get covered by AI as well. So that's what is so important. Your LinkedIn updates reach your followers, not the journalists who could amplify your story. Social media is an echo chamber amplification. It's not media outreach. So social media, use that to echo the media coverage that you've got, not to try and attract journalists, unless you are a massive following and someone reaches out to you, which can happen as well. The cost of visibility. So what you lose when no one knows your story. So here's just some numbers of what missed opportunities, lost credibility, and that's costing your business. And you can see that it costs the business a lot. What journalists actually want are they aren't gatekeepers trying to keep you out. They are storytellers searching for compelling narratives that serve their audiences. They are understanding what they need transforms your approach to pitching. You need to pitch relevant stories, stories that matter to their audiences right now, not generic announcements or corporate milestones. We can save that for paid PR, not earned media. Authenticity, real people with genuine case studies, genuine stories, and honest perspectives. This is where your story comes in because it's authentic. No one else has the same story that you do. And human value, content that informs, inspires, feel-good stories, educational stories, or content that genuinely helps readers or viewers in a meaningful, practical way. Stop thinking about what you want to promote. Start thinking what stories journalists would actually like to serve their readers. PR do's and don'ts. So PR do's are these are things: research the journalist, research their recent articles, understand their beat. Their beat is their industry. So if you are in education, you'll target education. If you're in aged care, you'll target aged care journalists. Personalize your pitch to their interests and publication style. Tie to any current events, make it newsworthy with data, awareness days, industry developments, and of course the awards and your nominations or wins. Lead with impact. Start with how your story helps people or addresses important issues, not what makes your company special. And don't do these things. Don't send attachments or jargon. Don't chase daily or guilt trip them, and pitch with understanding. So never pitch without knowing the outlet's style. The outlet is the media outlets. So, for example, AFR or news.com.au, and content focus. Irrelevant pitches waste everyone's time. So timing is everything. Tap into awareness days, as I said. Create new data or reports. Media love it, especially TV and radio. Seasonal trends. Does your product or you as a thought leader, can you tap into specific seasons? End of financial year, for example. Summer fitness, back to school, book launches. These are all like seasonal trends that you could tap into. Industry news, respond quickly to breaking developments in your sector with expert commentary. This is newsjacking, and it works when you add value to an ongoing conversation. Good PR isn't random, it's timed with purpose and precision, except for when you're newsjacking. The same story pitched at the right moment gets coverage, the identical story at the wrong time will get ignored. It's so important to build long-term relationships with the media. It is so important to connect with journalists before you need them so that they know who you are. Be helpful without pitching that. It's remember what's in it for them and their audience. It's not what's in it for you, and always respect their deadlines. How to amplify coverage, as we said, add as seen in logos to your presentation decks, to your sales material, to your marketing material, and to your website. Extract powerful quotes for social posts, testimonials, bite-sized content for your socials and your marketing material. Share strategically on socials and use in presentations. It just adds credibility. You don't need to be famous to be featured. That's really important. Is people want authentic stories from real people who are solving real problems. Your expertise is valued in the media. Stop selling, start serving the story. You need to have a PR mindset, which is it's not salesy. It's not about tactics, templates, although and timing, even though timing does matter. It's about transforming your approach from promotion to service. You are serving the media, you are serving the journalists' audiences. So just a recap is transforming invisibility into influence. Visibility will keep you working twice as hard for half the recognition, while opportunities past your competitors with weaker stories. Share your purpose and your story. Connect your mission to meaningful impact. Journalists will be interested to earn their attention. They want to hear your solution. And transform your fear into influence through strategic PR that builds credibility, opens doors, and turns your brand into a trusted industry voice. And you can do that that through, recapping earned PR, which builds credibility, paid PR, which builds control and credibility, and together they will turn your fear into influence and stop you from being invisible. The fear of being invisible disappears when you share your story with purpose, authenticity, and strategic intent. You don't need to be the loudest voice in the room. You just need to be credible, compelling, be yourself. And that's the power of PR done right. And here is my website. I haven't put my email on there, but it's just Candace at candicecommunications.com.au. This is my consultancy and advisory service. And then this is press release send out, which you can also, it's just there to with different packages to help smaller businesses to get coverage. So we have everything on there for TV, radio, print, online, and you can check that out. So it's just press release sendout.com.au, which is more affordable for startups and small businesses. Thank you.
Amazing, Candace. Thank you so much. So many, yeah, so many great tips in there.
Right. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. Now, I know we've got a few people here. If you've got questions for Candace, please just turn your microphone on and your camera on and jump in and say hi if you'd like to ask a question. Does anyone have a question? Candice, I've got a question. So with our awards, so people are nominating at the moment, and then the next phase is once finalists are announced. And if you do go through as a finalist, then we provide a press release template.
Yeah.
Do you just want to give a few tips on what to do once you get that press release template?
Yeah, sure. So you can try and pitch to media yourself, depending. So you need to work out and ask yourself the question, what media does my target audience consume? And then you can
Mhm.
pitch to media yourself. If you are doing that, just remember to keep it short and sweet, around 150 words in an email. Don't drive them crazy with follow-ups. Follow up 3 to 5 days. Or you can use one of our, we do have a distribution service through the press release send out, and you
Mhm.
can actually choose TV, or you can choose radio, or you can choose print, or you can choose online, or you can send it to all of them. And we will be giving back to the. Do you want to talk about your foundation and who we'll be giving back to as well for each press release that will be sent?
Yes, so we we are partnered with Terai Trent International, which supports children in rural Zimbabwe to have access to education. So that's pretty incredible. And we're also connected with Held and Free, which helps Australian women in business who are going through tough times, whether that's going through divorce and separation or going through health challenges as small business owners. We need that extra support. So Helen Free is there for that. So Candice has very kindly partnered with both of our organisations to give back. So we really
Yeah.
appreciate
So
that.
those are both very important organizations, and we will be giving back for every press release that does get sent out through our services. We'll be giving back. It is so important for us to help lift other women. And coming from Africa myself, it's a close to home, and having been separated and divorced as well, I understand how difficult it is restarting. So I really want to give back to those organizations.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you, Candice.
Thank you.
Now, Tejwan, do you have another question?
Sorry.
Hi.
My hi, my question's around when you're pitching. I think I spoke to someone and they said like you could try two, three different angles
Yeah.
and see how it works. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yep. So you can basically start with one, see if it works. If it doesn't work, then go back with the next angle and then go to your next angle. You have to do that when it comes to PR in any case. Another thing that you could do in your pitch is you could give them a few different options. So you can put those three different angles strategically. I would not go more than five. If you give them 3 to 5 choices of like what's available for them, if it's thought leadership or what you're offering, you can give them those in your pitch as well. So that is a good idea.
Oh, okay. And someone else I spoke to, she actually I met her at Paris, and she was telling me to be persistent and keep checking up with the journalists because they can be really, really busy. So is that more like maybe different countries have different ways how journalists respond to you versus
So you
the
have to
rest?
follow up. They are busy and they may have missed the story. So it's fine to follow up. But if you followed up twice and you haven't heard anything, you don't want to go into the desperate basket, but then they just, or the annoying basket. So what I would do is I would then follow up in like a month's time or resend a different pitch or press release in a month's time. You don't want to turn them off. It's the same thing like a friendship or relationship. Like it's like, slow and steady is always better.
Oh, okay. And some of the newspapers that I check, like they have their own form that you fill out because they might give you an email address, they might not give you an email
Yeah,
address.
it
So
depends.
in
Yeah.
so in that you can't send an attachment or something, so you wait for them to come back to you.
Yeah, you have to wait, or you can try and phone and find if you can get the email address. So obviously, as a PR professional, we have the relationships and the. I've been doing this for 15 years, specifically in Australia. So it's all about relationships. So I wouldn't be able to comment specifically on, like, I wouldn't have the experience of being like a layperson Googling for the journalist's details. So if there
Mm.
is a form, I would recommend filling in the form.
Okay, perfect. All right.
But
Thank you.
Candice, it is always better to find the specific person you want to talk to and then their name and their contact
Correct.
details. And
Correct.
sometimes, if you do a bit of research, you can find that. So sometimes when you buy the newspaper, for example, it'll say this article was written by, and it'll have the journalist's name and their
All right.
contact
Got it.
details. Or
Exactly.
even if you're reading it online, they'll sometimes have it. So it
Oh,
does pay to do that little bit of extra research so that you know that you're writing to the right journalist. Is that
Correct.
right, Candice?
Oh, that is so right. So I think we covered that in the presentation is that you do need to target the correct journalist. So if you, for example, are in technology, don't write to the entertainment journalist. Like they're just going to ignore you or get annoyed with you and like send you a rude message back. So really, or if you're in education and you are writing to like the food editor, like you have to do your research.
oh, okay. Okay.
Same for
Thank you. That
us.
was
Target
very,
people. Yeah.
perfect. No, thank you. That was very informative. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks, Teshwant. Miriam has her hand up. Miriam, do you want to unmute and say hi?
Yes, hi Candace and
Hi.
hi Keys. Thank you
Hi.
guys. That was very helpful and informative. I've actually, my note taker came to meeting one or session one, so thank God I can come today. I've been nominated to like for these awards, but I've never done this before, so I'm so inexperienced in writing the submission. So I just wanted to say, like, do you guys have any pressing tips or anything to help when actually kind of like writing the nomination and like doing that registering for the first time?
Yeah, so answering your application questions, you mean? So I think it's really important to think about your story and your message. The questions are I think they're less than 300 words. So you have to be quite brief and concise. You can't tell a long, long story. So really think about what are the most important parts of your message that you want to get through. But also think about what are the judges going to be looking for? How are you going to impress the judges? And the other thing you need to also keep in mind is that even though you know your business really well, the judges know nothing about it and they might not even be from your industry. So you have to be really clear about what it is that you do and in running your business. And then there's specific questions. There's one that asks, what are your top three achievements in the last 12 months? So if you've got achievements that are kind of like, you can put in a percentage, like we grew 25% or our revenue increased by $100,000 or whatever it is. If you've got some measurable achievements that you can put in there,
Like
that's
data.
that's really good to put in. But even if you don't have measurable achievements, like think about what you've achieved in the last 12 months. That's going to be impressive and that you can talk about.
That's very
And then,
helpful.
yeah,
With these data. Yeah.
the other question, which is really important, is what challenges have you faced and how did you overcome them? So that question's not asking about like all the problems that you have. It's actually asking about how creative are you at coming up with solutions? Like, what are you doing to solve problems when you face them? So it doesn't matter if it's been a big problem or a small problem, it's all about how you face that challenge and overcame it. So hopefully those tips help.
Absolutely. That's so helpful. Thank you so much, Peace.
Thank you. Candice, did you have any tips? I know that you've been a judge for us previously. So as a judge, any tips for writing the application questions?
Yeah, so think of it like pitch, because obviously you're pitching to the judges as well. So make sure that you keep everything like short and sweet and to the point, lots of facts, statistics, and then also putting in your challenges that you've overcome is really important. Your proudest achievements, and the most important thing I can give you is to be authentic and be yourself. Like that is the most important thing.
Sounds good. I will. Thank you so much.
Like.
Good luck. Yes. Thanks, Miriam. Did we have any more questions for Candice before we wrap up?
You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. It's Candice Gerson, Gersun. I think it was spelling there. And then, as I said, it was Candice at candicecommunications.com.au. And if you're looking at the website for press release send out is actually really simple. You can buy the distribution online, pay for it online. It's all really simple. You'll see TV, radio, print online. And then, of course, we are sponsoring those really important initiatives. Would you call them charities or initiatives, Peace?
Charities, yeah.
Charities.
Yes. Is it pressreleasesendout.com.au?
Correct. It's pressreleasesendout.com.au.
Just put that in the chat as well. And your email address is in the chat as well, Candice at candicecommunications.com.au.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Candice. It's been wonderful having you here. And thank you for everybody who came along to this session. I hope you've really enjoyed it. And we will see you again for our next one, which is happening on Tuesday next week.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. Have a good day, everyone.
Thanks, Candice. Thanks, everyone. Bye.